Ty with Ty the Dog Guy on the daily, and I'm about to take you into some of our imperfections. So if you're just listening to the audio portion of today's podcast, you obviously won't be seeing the video, so I'll describe things for you. So here I am, it's Saturday morning in our house. I'm about to head off to our building here. I've got to go meet a client here real quick. But the kids have all gone off with my wife. So for those who don't know, we've got 4 little girls. And so in our family, we keep a clean home. You know, things are clean. I don't tidy that much. My wife does a great job. I'm admitting some bad things here. But this is a common thing that you would see, you know, after a Saturday morning. And again, I know if my wife sees this, she'll be upset. Things like shoes on the floor, there's some clothes, there's one of the kids' headphones, one of the kids knocked all the pillows off the table, there's some other shoes over there, some kids left some towels on the stairs right there. So in any case, there's stuff around. Now, why am I showing you this? To show you that we sometimes get a little bit sloppy as well at our home, as I'm sure everyone else does. And believe me, it can get worse than this. My wife does an amazing job. I do a not so amazing job. But anyways, it can get a little bit worse than this, as I'm sure it can in your homes too. Now, I'm saying this because there are lots of dog trainers out there that don't even advocate for training the dog. Because here, next to this little bit of a mess, is my dog. She's young, she's just over a year old. And so a lot of dog trainers would say, well, if you don't want the dog to chew the shoes, if you don't want the dog to steal the headphones, if you don't want the dog to chew on the pillows, then you have to put them up. Then you have to hide them from the dog so that the dog can't do anything wrong. Now, believe you me, this is a high energy dog. Right now she's not, because we've taught her that indoors, that you just calmly relax. This is a dog that would probably love to chew things. My other dog, she's almost 14. You probably couldn't get her to chew anything. But I've got this young, energetic dog, and while these things will be cleaned up, you know, we'll straighten up today. It's Saturday, we'll get our chores done. While these things will be cleaned up, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried that if I head off to the bathroom to brush my teeth, that she's going to be chewing the shoes out here. I'm not worried that if I put my feet up on the coffee table and watch some TV, that she's going to chew these headphones or anything like that. And I'm not worried because I've taught her the difference between right and wrong. Now, I know this sounds crazy, you know, in that, well, of course, why wouldn't you teach that? Well, I say this because there's a large movement, believe it or not, and so when you're hiring a dog trainer, keep this in mind. There's a large movement that says don't teach your dog right and wrong. Teach your dog something more right. In other words, clean up all the clothes immediately, clean up the headphones immediately, clean up the shoes immediately, and just teach your dog to chew on their bones. Well, I do teach the dog to chew on her bones. She's got a handful of bones around here somewhere. But at the same time, I need to teach her what's wrong. That it's not okay to chew the pillows and the shoes and to steal the headphones and go hide those somewhere. It's not okay to do that. And this shouldn't be a revolutionary thought process. It really shouldn't. But in today's dog training environment, it is. In today's dog training environment, there are dog trainers who will teach you, if your dog chewed the shoes, it's your fault because you left them out. Well, forget that. You know, if you have kids, as I do, if you have one kid, if you have no kids and you just have a husband or a boyfriend, you know that it's impossible that there's not going to be shoes left out, that, you know, something's going to be left on the counter, that there's going to be, you know, items sitting around that, you know, for the dog to potentially chew. You know you can't, you know, turn your house into this bare asylum where the only thing wrong that the dog can do is maybe pee on the floor. You know that you're going to live in your home. And so it's important to reject these silly and childish ideas that are being proposed by, I would say, a very large percentage of the dog training community. There's even, you know, dog trainers with TV shows that, you know, kind of propose this, that say that we cannot teach the dog something, you know, that chewing is wrong. We have to teach them what we want them to chew. We cannot teach them that getting on the couch is wrong. We have to teach them that it's more fun to stay on the floor. We cannot teach them that stealing the headphones is wrong. We have to teach them that taking their ball is more right, or whatever the case might be. Reject these ideas. They're silly. They're not set up for the real world. They're not set up for how people are going to be living with their animals and how they're going to be living in their homes. Messes are going to happen. Things are going to be left out. Teach your dog to not screw with your stuff. Teach your dog to chew on their own stuff, and that it's absolutely wrong to be chewing on your stuff. Again, I almost feel silly doing this podcast because it's like for the majority of like rational thinking people, it's like, well, duh. But again, watch what trainers you're hiring, because there's going to be a lot of trainers out there that will teach you, nope, we can't teach a dog not to train or chew the shoes. So anyways, happy training to y'all. Happy Saturday.